I woke up one morning close to Christmas and had like this serious determination. Like, I had been given information in this dream that completely altered all sorts of things. Whenever I told my mother this information, she was like, "Are you supposed to be telling me this? This makes me feel very weird. Like, I'm not supposed to know this." As soon as I woke up, I didn't even take a step out of bed, because as soon as you take a step out of bed, you lose so much of what you remember from your dream. And so I took my cell phone and I opened up the notepad program in it, and I sat there and typed all of this on this very tiny keyboard on the phone. And it started from this dream that I had where this man, who was kind of like the humanoid fish man from one of my more recent dreams, we were gliding over this body of water, and he had me by the arm in like a gentleman type of way, like a father walking down a daughter down the aisle kind of arm lock situation. And he just sat there and explained all of his stuff. And when I woke up, I remembered all of the stuff. So here's all the things that I quickly wrote down. The people in your dreams are dead spirits. They pretend to be people that you know and create places so that they can influence your behavior with their messages when you wake up. Each dream has one dream designer. At least one dream designer. He is the boss of the actors of the dream. The reason why they influence your behavior is because they want to live again. They cannot live again until their job is done influencing you, so that the world will create a situation to prepare for their birth. You really are being watched by your relatives when you die. This scary man from my dream that I did a post about ended up being my father from this life. He is influencing my behavior to change my decisions in life and to change the energies around me in the world to prepare it for a world that he will want to try to live in again, and prepare for a situation to where he can be born again. So some of your relatives are watching over you, and some of the characters in your dream are some of your dead relatives that are pretending to be these other characters. They are very much involved in trying to guide you, and they do so through the dreams. And I guess it's whenever I confront some of them and I'm very harsh towards them, they start to break down and cry and say that they love me, and I feel their love, but I don't know why they love me. But they are also attempting to guide you so that you can create a situation to where they can be born, or they are trying to guide you to change the world in a way that will make them learn their lesson that they want to learn next in. So maybe my next paragraphs that I'm going to read are driven by like saying that they want to place you in a position to where you will successfully reproduce, and then they can use that vessel to be born again. But I don't necessarily think that they all want you in particular to reproduce, because not everyone reproduces, but they still have dreams and they're being guided. They want you to change this world to make it a dynamic place in a dynamic type of way that makes them want to live again in it, to learn a certain type of lesson. You are preparing the next lesson for them. The reason why dream characters get upset when you are lucid is because it's risky. They want you to blindly listen to their messages and follow their tasks and plans that they have prepared for you at night. If you are lucid, you are choosing not to follow their plans. And if you are lucid enough to ask questions, they fear giving you answers because you will wake up and tell others, and then they will choose to become lucid in their dreams and not follow their plans as well. They eventually lose control this way, but then again, they are us when we die, so you don't want them to lose control because you're going to be in this position where you're trying to influence people and aspects of the type of realm that you want to enter. And you want to have this tool, which is influencing people's dreams, and you don't want to mess the tool up whenever it becomes your time to actually use it whenever you die. You want to be able to create dreams for your relatives when they die so that you may influence their behavior. You may need to give them a dream that is comforting because you know that day was sad. Or you may need to give them a dream that is scary so that they may be mentally prepared to handle a stressful, scary situation coming up. You may need to embed a choice in a dream so that they will choose something that puts a certain amount of energy in a certain direction for a bigger plan, or for you to be born again. What about the dream characters that are the extras in your dreams? These people/souls have decided they do not want to live again, or that they have done something so bad that their gatekeeper will not allow for them to live again. Because they don't care about living again and who is currently living now, they are not allowed to influence the universe by playing larger roles in the dreams. They are disconnected from the love of life and love. They spend time in what we can interpret as a type of hell, as just being merely an extra living thing in dreams, until they are able to realize what they are missing out on, and until they are able to change. Then they will be allowed to participate again as a major character who leads to a path towards creating a situation where they can be born into a world or dimension again. Do these extras always do their job as being an extra? I don't really know. They may sometimes just hurt you, say or do something to you that they shouldn't because they are jealous that this dream is built for just you, and that the people who are mainly in the dream made it because they love you and are inflicting certain decisions upon you so that they can be allowed to live again, and the extras are having to do like a timeout and watch all of this. This can be interpreted as like, because I was raised, I'm not Christian, but, and I'm not even saying that this is a Christian story, this is like a very old story in general. You know how the devil is separated from the overall love of God, which is all of us. It literally, the God or whatever, the source, it is all of us, but it is separate from the love and the plan until he decides to find his way back. I think that being an extra is logical because you did something while you were alive or as a dream influencer that messed up the plan or the balance so bad that you need to take some time out to be reminded of why things are the way that they are. Like, you're messing things up, like the things that you're doing, stop, we're gonna like sit you on the side for a little while. The second reason why there are extras is because some spirits have been born so many times that they just don't care about being born again. They want to be an extra until there is an interesting world to bother living in again. As an extra, things are easy, but after a while they should become bored with this type of existence and then try to be born again. This answers my thoughts about why the idea of heaven is so silly. the biblical idea of heaven is when you die, you see all of your relatives and everything is perfect and everything is like happy ever after. How can you be happy if you no longer feel sadness? Wouldn't there be a point where you experienced everything in heaven and then finally became bored? With that, and with what I'm learning from my lucid dreams, when you die, you really do see your relatives, but you are instantly like put to work with them as someone who influences the energies of the universe. You stay interested by creating dreams and situations so that you can be born again. Or if you are no longer interested and are bored, you become an extra until you change your mind and then are ready to get back in like the game again and learn something new to make your soul evolve. If you didn't really understand my last point, I'll try to say it in a different way. When you die, I just was so confused. I was like, so when you die, you just automatically know everything about everything? Wow. Why keep going? Wouldn't that be boring? If you already know everything about everything, there's nothing to do, experience, there's just nothingness. There's no happiness because you don't feel sadness. There's no joy because you feel no pain. There's nothing to compare anything to anymore because you don't have to compare, because comparing is a type of skill that you use to get more knowledge out of something. You don't need any more knowledge. Supposedly you just know everything. And so with being an extra, it's like you just kind of take a time out until things change, until you don't know everything anymore. Or if there's another level to be evolved to, and that's a new level that you haven't been able to evolve your spirit to, then you'll have something to go back for or do. I don't understand an existence of just knowing everything, just, I don't understand that. I can't conceive of it. And so I try to make logic out of it. Why certain things really are sins. Killing yourself is probably the biggest sin, especially if you haven't fulfilled your evolutionary obligation to reproduce yet. Reproducing is basically what everything is built for. It's done so that new souls can have a vessel, or that so old souls who have worked so hard to influence all of your dreams and look forward for you all this time can have a vessel. To kill yourself kind of ruins everyone's plans for you, but then also plans for them, because they use you as a tool. Killing others. I don't know what to think of this because we kill so many things each day. The universe really does not have a favorite type of alive thing. It doesn't favor humans over any other thing. Every living thing has its particular strengths and disadvantages into the universe. Killing a person is probably seen as very bad to particular dream circles made by relatives who have died and who are influencing that person so that that dream circle can find a way to live again. Or the situation of killing another person could have been orchestrated by both parties because that person needed to be kind of taken out because they were ruining the bigger plan. This is obviously an oversimplification. The whole video and all of this information is, of course, obviously a very much so oversimplification. Bad things tend to happen to me when I ruin dreams that they have made, as in whenever I become lucid in their dreams way too often. In a previous video, I talked about this dream where I was pitching a fit because I was yet again in a dream where I was in that stupid Idlewood house. I was so tired of always having this dream that I went ballistic and started throwing furniture out of the house, and I was throwing furniture at the extras, the extra dream characters. I threw several things and all of a sudden they wouldn't go out the door. The area near the door was all of a sudden a two-dimensional plane. The furniture cut a hole into the plane. A white light with black spots shone through the cut that I had just made in my dream reality. The light scared me really bad, and I knew that if I went to it, I would die in the real life. This was their intervention on me. If I kept messing up their dreams and messages, they were going to pull me from my vessel. They were going to kill me. For some, they needed to take me out. What I'm trying to say is they were going to kill me and they were going to make me an extra. I kept messing it up. I was going to be that extra stupid person, like in your dream. I stepped really far away from the ripped area where the light was coming out, and for the rest of the week, when I woke up after that dream, it was just a really stressful, crappy week, and this had to be for 2 reasons. I didn't listen to their messages. I didn't interact with their invented situations to prepare me for the future week because I was lucid and throwing tantrums instead of going along with their messages and situations. The reason number 2 why I had a bad week is because I needed to have a bad week where I could barely get any sleep at night. Nights when I don't get enough sleep are nights when I'm usually not lucid and just blindly am just so tired that I go along with all of my dreams. A week of blindly going along with all of my dreams gets me out of the habit of being lucid, which is what they wanted and what I needed to restore like a proper balance again.